Morning everybody. Just wait and see who's gonna come on. Got a really good recipe for you today. Just work with a connection on my laptop a minute while this is going. Hang on. I just refreshed. So this morning we are going to be cooking a really simple, easy to do breakfast hash. It's so easy and it takes about 10 minutes maybe. So I'm just, sorry, I was just getting this organised. Right, okay, no worries. Right, so I'm using chicken sausages. I'm not sure if you have used these before, but I use this variety. They're Heck sausages. They are bang for your buck really, because they're pretty reasonable to buy. They're packed with sausage and not a load of other additives and stuff, and they're pretty tasty. The dish I'm doing today is like I said, is a breakfast hash. And I'm just going to read out what the macros are, because somebody was quite interested last week about what goes in, what the dish contains. So this is roughly 265 calories, 29 carbs, 7 grams of fat, and 20 grams of protein. So it's not bad, good start to your day. So hang on, let's just do that. Right, okay, all cool to go. So the first thing you need to do, get a pan. Now, if you've got a pan, so I'm only making this for one person today, but if you're making it, say, I don't know, 3 or 4 people or 2 people, whatever, if you've got a pan you can do that with, that then goes straight into the oven because we bake the eggs, okay? So give us a wave, hi, make sure that you can hear me. I hope everything's cool. Right, okay, so heat goes on. Now, there was an ingredients list on the Instagram and Facebook page yesterday. If you need the ingredients list again, just drop me a message and I'll send it over to you. So the first thing we're doing is, you can't see me there on the Instagram very well there. All I'm doing here, so as long as you can see the pan there on Insta, let me just get that right because it's not a great picture. There we go, that's better. Okay. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to put a tiny little bit of oil. You don't really need very much in this at all. There's virtually no fat in these sausages, which is another good reason why you use chicken sausages. So I allow 3 sausages per person. Right, so onion and garlic, that's chopped, going in. Just scrape that out. Got it on a high heat. Need to get these browned quick and get it in the oven. Have your oven, if you are cooking along, have your oven put up to around 200 degrees, maybe 210, okay, because you want to bake the eggs. When we put this in the oven, it takes about 7 minutes to bake the eggs. Right, so that's going. Right, I've got the sausages here. Like I said, I'm just doing this for one person today. So I'm just going to cut the sausages up. There's like really weird sort of skin on these sausages, and then all I do, right, I mash them up as they're going into the pan. Right, get that heat back on. Mash them up. You don't need them in little round bits. It cooks quicker as well if you mash them up. These would make as well, if you fancy to change from sausages, I'm just going to show you actually. If you ever like make meatballs and stuff, instead of like this looks really not very nice, but you can add a few like little bits of onions and stuff to it. So you mush up the sausage in your hand, and you can make chicken meatballs. All right, so that's a really good alternative, high protein, low fat, instead of using mince for your meatballs. Okay, I'm gonna have to wash my hands now. Bear with me. Right, fire away with any questions. If you have any questions going on, let me know. Let's just get this stir around. It does not take long, and don't forget, we're only sort of like browning this now. We're finishing it off in the oven. So it's like I said, if you're cooking along at home, make sure your oven's switched on already. 210, 220, fan oven, okay? If you haven't got a fan oven, it will be about 230, 240. Right, so that's going in. Now, herbs and spices. Do what you like with this. I like a little bit of spice and I love smoked paprika. So that is going in. I'm going to put some, where are they? Chili flakes, wherever they've gone. This always happens, chili flakes. Maybe I'll put them away. Hang on. Oh, I put them away. Chili flakes going in. Use these really, I buy a massive great big bag of these and decant them into little pots. I like it spicy. Okay, so those have gone in. Smoked paprika. We need so I've got 100 grams per person of raw sweet potato. That's going in. So that was 100 grams, because obviously I'm just doing it for myself. This is one portion. I've got half a pepper going in. I'm going to use a bit of basil, because I like it. And I'm also going to pop in a little bit of oregano. You can get different flavour sausages as well. So you can get these chicken. These are chicken Italia. So they've got a bit of basil and garlic in these already. But you can get loads of different other flavours of this variety. I'm sure there's other brands available, but I don't know what they are. I've only ever used these. Right. So I can stir around so everything's coated. Now what you'll find is it's quite a dry mixture. So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of water. I need the salt and pepper going in as well. Salt and pepper. A bit of salt flakes. And some pepper. Any questions? Hi everybody. Hello Emma, Adrian, Louise. Hello everyone on Insta. Hope you're having a good day so far. Beautiful weather to stay in the garden. Right. This is probably going to be way too much for me, to be honest. This is more like a man's portion. Right, so I'll turn the heat down a little bit. Now, I've got a jar of roasted red peppers. Always have one of those in the fridge because they're useful for so many things, and salads and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in as well. I didn't have any red pepper, like as in raw red pepper. So this will give it a nice little bit of colour as well. And the roasted peppers have got a much sweeter taste than regular peppers. So that makes a really good addition. Okay, now I'm going to just loosen this off the bottom of the pan with a little bit of kettle water. Only a little bit. Okay, now I've got other bits and pieces to use up in the fridge. Now, you don't have to use this, you don't have to use it at all, but I'm just going to pop in a tiny little bit of spinach because otherwise it's going to go off. So they just wilt in like that. So this is packed full of loads and loads of different nutrients, minerals, and like I said, it's got loads of protein in it. I think it's like 20 grams, I think, per portion, so it's a good one. Hello, Jamie. Right, I've just used a little bit of basil as well, fresh basil. It's so nice having one of those on the windowsill again. Time to grow my own, I think. Okay, so this is just about ready to go into the oven. So let me show you what we do next. I'm going to get a bowl. I've got like one of these sort of metal-y things like that. It's oven proof. Make sure that whatever you use is oven proof if you're not going to use your frying pan, sorry. Right, this is the right consistency and everything now. The greens are just nicely wilted. This is going into the oven in a sec for about roughly 7 minutes. It's got to be the right temperature because otherwise the eggs overbake or the white doesn't cook and the yolk overcooks. So just make sure that you might have a few fails first of all. It is a bit tricky to get it right because it all depends on what your oven's like. So just have a go at it. And if you don't feel like baking your eggs, just fry some eggs or poach some eggs and stick it on the top. This is ready to actually eat now. It's fine. That's where you shred the sweet potato because it cooks so quickly. Let's just turn that off. Right, let's put this here so you can see. So this is going in here. There's enough here for... over, well, there's a big portion here for me, so I'm just going to do a little bit. I'm just going to stick all the chicken in. There we go. Pop that out of the way. Right, what you need to do if you're baking your eggs is you make a well in the middle like that. You see, I made a well like that. Right, then we grab the eggs. Now I'm only doing 1 egg per person, but you can put in a couple of eggs. If you're making a great big one, I would be serving 2 eggs per person. Right, break the egg into a bowl first because you don't want to put, see, that's why you break an egg into a bowl first, because the yolk was broken. So if I would have ruined that whole dish, so always break it into a dish first. Sometimes, you know, if the egg's already broken, I couldn't have been any more gentle with that one. So let's give this one a go. That's why you always put it into a bowl first. There we go, that one's fine. Right, so in it goes into the middle, into your little well. Okay, like that. Now, at this stage, again, this wasn't on the recipe, so you will have to adjust your macros if you are counting. I tend to put a little bit, just a little bit, because it gives it a nice kick, a bit of Parmesan on the top, because it melts really nicely and really quickly, and it's a really dense cheese. It's not high fat cheese. You don't need very much of it to get a really good kick of cheese. If you don't eat cheese, use nutritional yeast. That's a very similar flavour, and it'll give you a bit of a kick, like a bit of the cheese taste. Okay, that goes onto a baking tray. Let me get a baking tray. Oven's hot. This goes onto a baking tray. Again, set the timer roughly 7 minutes, okay? But obviously it does depend on your oven. And in it goes. Right, to accompany that, because it would be a bit boring if you were just eating that. Well, it wouldn't, it's really nice, but I'm gonna show you a really, really easy salad. Now, some people love kale, some people absolutely hate it, but this is a way of making kale quite tasty. So I'm just gonna show you how to eat raw kale without it breaking your mouth, because it's like so harsh and it's like straw. So let me just wash it and I'm gonna show you what to do. So I've literally just poured some water on it and I'm like massaging it. If you did this, say like an hour before you were going to eat it, the kale completely and utterly breaks down, and it's like, it becomes way more, it's almost like spinach-like. So it's a really good tip. Morning, Julie. Any questions, anyone? Thanks for joining us. It's cool. Right. So do you see what's happened there? So there, where's the other one? Right. So this is non-massaged kale opposed to massaged kale. See the difference there? Right. So I'm gonna squeeze out the excess water. I'm gonna stick that in another bowl. Now, de-stalk as well. That's quite important, because if you eat raw stalks, you think you're tasting like rabbit food. So we don't want that. So the salad dressing is really easy. Again, I've got a bit of lemon zest. I'm gonna pop that over the top. Make sure you wash it before you zest it. You turned that kitchen off to watch us? Oh, thanks. More popular than that. That's good to know. Okay, so I've put, there's about, 3 little things of lemon zest. Now, lemon juice, hand over the, I've got a cut on my finger, so this is gonna hurt. Yep. Now, once you put lemon juice on, yeah, that really hurts. Once you put lemon juice on, the kale will again start to break down again. So if you're gonna, don't dress this salad if you're going to eat it tonight, because it will be really, really soggy and you won't like the flavour. I'm going to put in, I've got a little bit of chili here, a little chili pepper. Again, like I said, like a nice little bit of a heat. You can get as creative as you like. I tell you what you could put like pomegranate, you know, any all sorts of different things, fruit, mangoes, you name it. I have got a little bit, look at this mini avocado, it's tiny. Buy the wonky bags of avocados, they're like the rejects, and they're all sorts of shapes and sizes. So easy way to get your avocado out, just to run a teaspoon around it, like that. Okay, any questions? Hello, Mark. Okay, avocado. I'm just going to tear the avocado. I'm going to put in a little bit of, what have I got? Garlic flakes. And I've got a tiny bit, I make my own oils. I've got a tiny bit of basil oil. Just only a little bit, again, we don't want too much fat in this. You can use whatever oil you like, olive oil, coconut oil, whatever. Right, and all you do with that is you use your hand, again, put it all in like that. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pop it on as my side dish, like that. And I'm gonna top it with some flax seeds. So wherever you can in your cooking, if you're cooking for health, use seeds and nuts, because they're great for all sorts of benefits. For your good antioxidants, they're good fibre source, good fat source, omega-3, digestive, all sorts of different things. So there's a little bit of flax seeds, and that gives it a nice little bit of crunch. Okay, so this is the finished product, because obviously I made one earlier, so you know exactly what it looks like. And here we go. So that's breakfast. You can see that? Make sure it doesn't fall off. Okay, how's that? So there's the baked egg. I'm just gonna pop it. I baked this about just before I came on, so let's just see. So look, so that was 7 minutes and it's nice and runny. The white's cooked. This has got a nice little crunch to it, so there's kind of like a replication of a hash brown, but it's healthy because it hasn't been deep fried. And then obviously we've got our lovely kale salad. So when you serve it, again, if you want to be a bit chefy-like, get a little bit of black pepper and pop that over the top. And again, you need to season your salad as well. So, anyone got any questions or not? That's absolutely fine. I hope you've taken something from this, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. You've got, if you need the recipe, let me know, or just some hints and tips, just let me know. Have a great Saturday, everybody, and I'll see you next week.